Hey, good day, good day, good day, good day. Hey, folks, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm sitting down talking to no other than Terrance Gangsta Williams, the original Hot Boys. My topic of the day is what do two OGs? Right now, I grew up in this small country, Brooklyn, New York. Where you grew up at, Terrance?
New Orleans, baby, born and raised.
New Orleans. Okay, you sit back and think about it. Right now is to me, we grew up in like New York, what's considered to be the city. You grew up in New Orleans. What they consider New Orleans to be?
The city, because all our outskirts we call them the country, the country boy,
Okay,
but New Orleans we consider that the city. But down
okay,
south here they see all of us country, but it's
yeah.
still our city.
Okay, still your city, man. But
Yeah.
anyway, right now, like I say, let's get this started, man. First of all, welcome home, man. Welcome
Thank
home,
you,
man.
man.
Because once again, like I said right now, even doing our little brief conversation, even when I saw you on Vlad, shout out to Vlad, because I think right now is even when my man Critique, shout out to Critique, he sent me the piece and I'm listening to it. And right now is I'm like, why would Critique send me this piece? But as I'm listening to it and I'm listening to the humbleness, man. One thing about you is like I can feel it, the sincerity, the humbleness, like they're saying right now, where it's like the change, and that's it. Because once again, when I start asking question about who are you, you know what I'm saying, who is Terrance Gangsta Williams? When I start asking that question, my man, like down there, they say, "Yo, man, that guy was the real deal." Right now was he was like y'all guys when y'all was young, and not only that, they made plenty of money and they got into the record industry. So the different, even with that being said, man, how in the heck, like you say, like y'all making the money, what happened? Why you just say, man, later for that, I'm going legit.
Greed, greed, wanting attention, and loving the attention, the spotlight. Because when you come up in the hood, it's like you always got somebody in your hood that you look up to, or you see somebody driving a nice car, you be like, yo, I want that. I want that attention. I want the women to be crazy, but I want this. So at the time that I was in the street, I always said I was married to the game. I was married to the street. So when Baby and Slim was pursuing their music, I was making more money selling heroin or robbing somebody or doing something violent to get money than what they were doing with the music industry. So that was a no-brainer for me. I was like, no, man, I'm not about to give up my jungle way of life. This is what it is, when you're young and ignorant. So in your mind, you thinking like, man, I'm untouchable. I'm on top. People scared of me. I got crew of killers coming with me. We got money. We can touch whoever we want to touch. We ride nice. We dress nice. We got cars. We got girls. Police looking for us. Enemy looking for us. So that's exciting. It's ignorant, but it's exciting as a youngster. And that's just what drove me to keep like, man. And then I always was told there's a lie that the feds can't tap your prime code phone. So in my mind, I had a burner phone I should be on. I mean, yeah, I could talk on my prime code phone, but I didn't want to talk on my other phone. And all the while, the feds, it took me like 2-3 months to tap my phone. But man, I was just in love with the streets. I didn't want to divorce the streets.
Okay. You know what? Like, look what you say. You didn't want to divorce the street, but sit back and think about it. Because once again, I became who I became. I became Brian Glaze Gibbs between the age of 14 to 24. So you look at 14, I'm still got snot in my nose, stain in my underwears or whatever, but yet it's still, I was infatuated. You like light camera action. I was infatuated with that street life. And you know what? I became something between the age of 14 to 24 because that's what, like, if you listen to what people say about me, some is true and a lot is not. At one point in time, they trying to give me a murder from June 1987 up until November 88. They talking about right now I had a murder a week. And you know what? That was not the case. But once again, like sit back and think about it. How in the heck, you know what I'm saying, between the years of 14 and 24, I became this individual. Then I'm listening to your story because you went away at what age?
The age I went away
Yes.
to the Fed, 23.
23. So even right now, when I remember running to Akbar Pray, You know what I'm saying? Kingpin from Jersey, Newark. And when
Mhm.
he look at how old you are, and I'm telling him, 24, man, you're a kid. So even right now is so you went away to the feds at 23. How old was you first got into the street?
Man, I was like, okay, when I first got in the police car, I was 9 years old, 8 or 9. I was trying breaking my cousin's house stayed next door to steal his Atari. And the people on the other side of the house, they didn't like me. I had to beat the little boy up, so they called the police on me. But I got in the game selling weed at 11, like 10 or 11. I want to say 11 years old. And my best friend Mosquito, one of the original hotboys, he graduated first to selling crack. Um, but we would stay out 11, 12 years old, 13 years old. We would stay out, steal cars all night. But we would pull up in front of my mother's house and sleep in the car. And she would bang on the window because she's working at the Sheraton Hotel, let us know, hey, I'm gonna call the police, get the cover in front of my door. So that let us know, okay, it's school time. Now it's time to go steal the donuts. We gotta go get our breakfast. So, I was just young and wild, man. I just born to be in the streets.
Now, even with that, like you say, man, like at 9 years old is the first time you got arrested. So you like to me, like I can't even fathom that because at 9, even you're a baby as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but I'm saying 9 years old. So even right now is even now, you being who you are today, you being a changed Muslim, you being that changed grown man, right now is even if you see a 9-year-old out there doing what you were doing, what would you think? What would you feel? How would you think?
Now it depends on what he's doing in the situation. I would try to pull him up and explain to him. Or with technology today, I can show him clips of me talking about my story and let him know, hey, I left at 23. I come home in 47. I was 47. I just come home. I've been home like 6 months now. So, you know, all my 30s in prison. So at the end of the day, you still young. You still have a whole life ahead of you. So you have a chance to stop now. But I do realize this too, because I come up, I didn't want to hear nothing. These youngsters, you could tell it to them, but the first they're gonna say, man, you old and washed up, man. Shut up. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So I had this lady, man, she had wrote me, she had her son and two nephews. And I had did an article, I think it was in the Ozone magazine, and she was like, my son have a story pretty much like yours. His brother was shot in the club and killed. And I let him read your story. 4 months later, this lady contacted me. She was like, I just want to let you know my son got his act together. My other nephew got his act together. But my one of my nephews, he's facing a first-degree murder. He's 15 years old. So in my mind, I'm like, some people be wanting at least 1 out of 3. I got 2 out of 3, to get on the right path, but in my heart went out to the young boy because he was 15, and I was going to jail, for murders, breaking out of juvenile jail at that time. But I was young and wouldn't think. But now that I'm older, I sit back and I'm like, wow, I did some wild, crazy, ignorant, dumb stuff. But at the time, you couldn't tell me there was something was wrong. At the time, that was pretty cool because you got the girls and everybody cheering me on. Go, 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 and I'm just head first.
And you know what? Even with that being said, like right now, like you say, here it is, somebody reach out to you and you want to get in contact with them. They listen to your story, how you put that in the article, you put it out there. Because once again, like to me, and that's what I did. It's like out of everything I went through, and like you say, getting caught up in the street life, want to be down, want to be cool. I call it the Grand Theft Auto. Because once again, I didn't play games when I was a kid. So to me, as I sit back and think about it, the way things are now, like these kids play with these games, Grand Theft Auto and all this other stuff. You know what? And then they want to take it, they feel they master it, on a television set or with a whatever box, a Xbox. Now they want to take it and apply it in real life. And to me, like I always try to tell people, listen, man, I was that test dummy. If I put my hand on the stove and I burn myself, and I'm telling you, listen, Terrance, listen, anybody that's out there, listen, it's not worth it. It's gonna hurt. Like I'm saying, if you pick up that brick, throw it at that prison wall, it's gonna cause you to go to jail. Not only that, that jail system is now what? $1 billion a year operation, billions. Right now, beforehand, what we talk about, when we talk about slavery was consists of a color. It was a dark skin complexion of your complexion, your skin. Now slavery is consists of green dollar bill, y'all. They would put anybody, their mama, in jail for that dollar bill. So once again, like I say, when you able to get back and speak and tell your testimony and letting people know your experience, like you was down with one of the group, like you that crew that you was with, your brother. You know what I'm saying? Right now is Birdman. You know what I'm saying? What that little sign y'all do, man? Like, what's that little sign, man? I don't know. I'm old school, man.
Ah!
And
OG,
hey, Juvenile, Lil Wayne, and
yo,
what I'm saying is, come on, man.
hey, OG, listen to me, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can sit here and listen to you all day because it's like brothers like you, I can feed off, because when you come from prison and you expecting to see one thing, but then you met with a brick wall, something different. Now your mind start to play the tricks. Now back to that slavery. Now your mind is you trapped, and your mind is like, do I go back to the block? Do I have to go back and show them like, listen, I still got it. Don't play with me, or do I say, you know what? God put me here. He gave me a second chance. I can just give my message out to the at-risk youth and whoever else that want to hear it, and just live my life, And I chose this side because at the end of the day, I know how I feel to ride a foreign car, OG. I was in first one in my city with the QX4 Infinity SUV. I had a license plate on there with a picture of me on the license plate that said, "I am jealous of myself." Real QX4. I had a Q45 with the word "bow to the man" on it. Then I got the 400 SE Mercedes Benz, and the Rolex watches, the jewelry, the women. So I know how that feel, and I did that at a younger age. Now that I'm older, it's like, sometimes you crave that. You like, I would love to see how the Bentley feel to drive. But then you say, well, okay, if you really believe in God, you really want to walk this walk, then you got to go with what He have planned, what He's providing you with, and be content with that. And that's where I'm at in my life. It's like I am happy to be free. For people like you've been in prison, so it's like when you come from that prison system where you don't have to tote a knife, you don't have to worry about your homeboys beefing with somebody behind a homosexual or behind a card game or buying some drugs that he can't pay for.
Exactly. Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm at a place where, hey, I can go to McDonald's. My favorite spot is Popeyes. I go hang in my Walmart. I don't have to worry about lockdown. I don't have to worry about feed up. They feed me when they want to feed me. I can eat what I want to eat, and I can enjoy life. So I choose that over materialistic stuff any day. I got a good peace of mind. I'm learning this technology, like you said, this Instagram stuff. This stuff is crazy, man. Yo, it just, I be ready to go back to the Beepers, OG. But
You want to go back where?
to the Beepers,
The
page
beepers,
me, yeah,
the pages. Hey, look, man. See, even back in my days, man, like that's what we had. We had the Sky page.
yeah.
Right now is even when we had the beeper back then, man. Like you expecting a girl, somebody to call you, you'll go to your phone and page yourself to see if it's working or whatever because you waiting for that call or whatever, man. So you're right. I can definitely understand about the pager and the beep or whatever. But something that you touched on, man, and I think was huge, man. Where as far as like the materialistic things, like the infinities and the jewelry and the clothes, the woman, the house, see, that's a lot of times what people get caught up into. Like right now, people watch like, all these entertainers, like the rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll watch like this, the basketball player. They watch the movie star. They watch all these folks. Like even right now, people are infatuated by power. They're fascinated by the show with ghosts. Right now, they look at ghosts in jail, not knowing, understanding that. Guess what? When that show go off, guess what? Ghost go home to his wife and his kid. So
Yeah.
Ghost is not in jail. Like right now, at the end, they show Ghost in the graveyard. He's in a casket. But the difference is that show separate. You know what I'm saying? Reality. You know what I'm saying? Facts from fiction. That's the difference. And once again, when you talk about you done been there, you done that. And wait a minute, hold up. It's a price to pay. And is it worth that price you paying? Like you had how many years of good time? Now you took my spending the rest of your life forever and a day in jail because what? I fell. I didn't want to be a taxpayer. I didn't want to do like everybody else did it. I want to be a people pleaser. Because once again, when you had all that stuff, was you pleasing you, Terrance Gangsta Williams, or you was just doing it to please other so other can look at you like, yeah, I like what he got. That's what's different. People are, to me, as I'm looking at it, and I'm gonna start using that terminology a lot. We as a society are a big people pleaser. We worry about trying to please other people that in actuality, they don't give a damn about us, man. And we got to stop pleasing people. People go out the country and get their tummy tucked, get a boob job, you know what I'm saying? Get the big boob and get the big butt. For what? Love you. Bless what God bless you with, man. Learn how to love you.
Yo, AOG, yo, you touched those subjects now, and I be telling my mother and some of the people that I'm still in contact, my loved ones, that I'm a hardworking man and I'm a citizen. I'm a taxpayer now. I can honestly say that I have a legit job. I really have a job, you know, and that stuff, it'd be exciting to go to work, get my little paycheck, you know. So at the end of the day, I'm excited. I take this and run with it. But now, as far as the women and people who getting their bodies done, I at one time I didn't like a lot of fake stuff, but what I'm learning in this day and time that people are going to do what they feel that they say that I'm doing this for me, but then you want to go out to the clubs, you want to be on the internet and things of that nature, so you're really doing it for someone else to be accepted. And my main thing I tell everybody is I don't buy friendship. It's too expensive. So you don't like how I look, you don't like me, and that's what it is. God made me like this, But now we got to look at this too for the ones who don't believe in religion, who don't believe in God. So now we have to say, okay, what do we do or what do we say to this person to build his or her self-esteem up? Like, how do you get over to this person? Like, listen, you find like that, because now what happens is this: you can go get all these things done to you, but what about the side effect? What about when you get older? What happens then? But some people say, "Oh, he just hating it, they hating it." But we just voicing our opinion at the end of the day. And I like the big buck girls. I like to watch that stuff. It's real exciting. But at the end of the day, that's as far as I'm gonna go. But I guess everybody feel like they're comfortable with getting this done, getting the nose done, getting whatever going to enhance their beauty. And in Islam that's forbidden. Even in Islam we can't even draw a picture. We can't draw a picture because God gonna say you recreating His creation. He's gonna ask you to blow life into that on a day of judgment. So a lot of things I try to stay away from, but I'm just enjoying the view, man. It's just beautiful right now. But just to come from behind that wall, behind miserable men, want to fuss, want to be mad because you going to the commissary, jealous that you going to visit. And that's another thing. That's a rule about a prison. OG, let me jump the subject right quick. Is you don't never tell nobody, oh man, my people come visit me tomorrow, because now they hoping you don't get that visit. You go get your hair cut, you get your clothes ironed up pretty good, you get fresh, and you sitting there waiting on a man to call your name, and they there laughing. Yo, that's to be that. Yo, I ain't never had no problem. Let me put that on the record. My family been there for me my whole being. But I've seen a lot of miserable guys, seen guys don't give visit people lives, say they're gonna come visit these people, don't show up. And this is a bunch of miserable stuff in prison, man. But I always say this: prison is an elementary, middle, junior high, high school, and a college. If you want to apply yourself, it's there for you. You can get the knowledge. But if you want to hang out with your homeboys, tell war stories, go on the record and lie. I should tell my homeboys this. Be like, yo, man, why you don't hang out? I just been in a law library. When they call a move, we'll meet up. They come from the rec yard. And why you don't come hang out on the rec yard with us? I'm like, man, I got a life in 240 months, 20 years. We all in our early 20s. We haven't done that much in our life to be out here every day telling a story. You're going to start lying. And you're going to start believing that lie. You know what I'm saying? So that's when the problem occurs with people, because people are lie and then they get it stuck in the head like that really happened, and they'll take that stuff and run. They beat you, get mad when you trying to tell them, no, that's not what happened. That's not how it went. But we have those situations where a lot of us want to enhance our beauty though. Back to that subject, OG. I had to get that out. We jumping right now.
Okay.
But I don't want to bash the people about them getting themselves because I might have a woman that might, babe, I want to go look at that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she'll be saying, I remember you was on there with the OG and you were talking about that. Like, hold up, don't hold it. So time out, y'all. OG said that, y'all. That wasn't me, now.
Yeah, I'm just saying in general, the majority, not everybody, the majority, and I'm speaking for myself as well. And so right now, I'm not trying to, Jimmy, how you doing? How you doing? Everybody, thank you for joining us, man. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, joining me and Terrance Gangsta Williams. Guys, listen, make sure you go subscribe to his YouTube channel. You know what? Better yet, what is your YouTube channel handle, man? So I can put it down and post it.
Yeah, it's Gangsta
Hold on, hold on. Oh,
GANGST,
let me get that. Hold up. Okay. Okay, hold up. Okay, gangster. What the hold up. The way you play it right here, right?
right? How you
Okay.
spell it? That's first, Gangsta
Gangster.
first. Then you put the little dash,
The dashed. Okay.
right? Then you put THE,
THE.
the
Yeah.
original Hot
Okay.
Boy.
The original Hot Boys. Okay. Hey, make sure gangster dash the original Hot Boys. That's it.
Yeah, but now hold on. I gotta my a lot of my content right now is on my Instagram page. They gotta go there
Okay.
first.
So listen, so the difference right now, this is I'm gonna put YouTube, then I'm gonna put YouTube page, then I'm gonna put like I'm saying right now, where's your Instagram handle? Because once again, I want people to go there. Like I told you right now, was I came across his story through my buddy critique, and right now is guess what? I found it was like amazing, like man, like listen to this brother, how humble and meek he was. And that's the difference. He wasn't trying to grandstand. He wasn't trying. No, he's like direct. And people do not understand that. That's what made me like, I love this brother, man. Because once again, just listen to the words that come out of your mouth, looking at you, seeing the sincerity, feeling the sincerity. That's what it's all about. And a lot of people don't do that. Somebody say, all capital letters, I'm subscribed. Okay, cool. I just put that up. And what we're going to do,
Thank you.
we're gonna put the IG handle now, man, because once again, man, I want people to go out there. What's your IG handle?
It's all one word. Terrance Gangsta Williams home.
Okay, hold up. Yeah. Ah,
You see that how you got up on the screen? All that together. Cram all that
okay,
together and put HOME at the end.
okay.
Now, one thing you said, OG, while you doing that, critique. Good brother, he turned me on to this other channel called Patreon.
Uh-huh.
We gotta post that too. That's where
Okay.
my money gonna be at. Cause I might have to go get some stuff fishy. I gotta go to the dentist, get this grill out. I gotta go get right. So y'all need to subscribe to that channel to help me out.
And what is the Patreon page, man?
The Patreon is, man, I got so many. What is the Patreon page? Terrance Gangsta Williams.
Okay. One word or just like how it goes?
It's separated. How
Okay,
you got it up
all
there,
right.
Terrance?
It's back to normal. Okay.
Yeah, back to that again.
All
That's
right.
on the Patreon page. They can subscribe, and I'm gonna have different interview, different stuff up there for $5 a month. They can get the $10 plan, the $20 plan. It's a lot of exclusive stuff gonna be on there.
Okay. So, guys, as y'all can see, I put it up there. YouTube page, Gangsta Dash, the original Hot Boys. Right now, his IG, Terrance Gangsta William Home. And right now, is what I got is as far as his Patreon page, underscore. You know what I'm saying? Terrance Gangsta William. Folks, listen, man. Like you sit back and you think about it or whatever. Like I said right now, look what the brother say, man. Everything about right now is how This guy was a millionaire. This guy went from, being part of the original member of all that stuff right now. What they was talking about, man, like, I used to hate that song, man.
What?
No, hold up. It was your brother Birdman and Manny Fresh. I'm so fly,
Oh yeah.
and your mama, and then, I was like, come on, man.
OG, think about this now. Back in the day when we were drug dealers, we put stuff in our mama name, our girlfriend
Yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm
So
so fly.
yo,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, don't get me wrong. You could, but then again, it make a lot of sense. But when you constantly keep hearing it over and over and over, like, God damn.
nah, you just was used to that New York hip hop and this Southern country
Okay.
boys in your ear, and you didn't want to hear that, OG.
And you know what? Listen, see, I'm gonna accept it. You know what? You probably right, man. Yeah, let's like, come on. Don't get me wrong, because it took me a while to, like, with Lil Wayne. Like, even right now with Juvie, for something about Juvie, it's like right now, it's like, Juvie was like, I don't know, like, you gravitate. It's like, right, like, it's certain things just hit you with the beat or whatever, you know what I'm saying, period, and just grab you in or whatever. So I just think of right now, man, with Manny Fresh and Birdman, that I'm so flying, like, man, that shit like had me like, hey, look, man, oh man.
And so you ain't like that. Everybody get your roll on.
I don't know how that goes. I don't even come on.
I forgot you, but I bet you know about some Airbnb and Rakim.
But I'm saying, look, what? Don't get me wrong. Like I told you, it's like like my daughter tell you, I could put a CD in my car and listen to it over and over and over again. So I'm saying I can admit I'm Simple Simon with certain things. Like even right now, when I put Lil Wayne in there, and right now it's Hey Mr. Carter, I am him around the world. Look. See, I get stuck. So I don't discriminate. If I like something, I'm gonna keep playing it over the we.
Hey, hey, OG, yo, we shout out to Lil Wayne, man. Yo, I fell in love with this album, The Funeral, man. He going hard on that album now. But yo, man. Oh, for everybody want to know, no, I never rap. I own the record. Yo, let me tell you an interesting story, OG. I had went to Atlanta to film my documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was there, this guy from Switzerland had contacted me through the Instagram.
Okay.
And he was like infatuated with New Orleans culture. So he had a lot of our music from different artists on his shelves. The man pulled out 3 CDs from my record label, because I started record label when I first got locked up, Shot Caller Records. And man, I had a CD put out, Baby and Slim Cash Money, they paid for my CDs, my posters and all that stuff. And this guy showed me the CD, where that CD at? But he showed me the CD, OG, and it's right here. Wow. He showed me this CD right here. This CD right here is what I put out in 1999 when I first went to prison.
Wow.
It still had the plastic on it. And inside the CD is a picture of me.
I don't stop. Okay.
It don't stop when a player get popped.
Yeah, it don't stop. Wow.
So I was letting them know, you locked me up, but I'm still gonna get some money some kind of way. And I was like, yo, I said, hey, can you send me a copy of that? And he mailed it to me. When I got it, still had the plastic, it never been touched. We never been opened and played. So I was like, you know what? A lot of people haven't heard this, so I'm gonna put this out. I'm trying to find an outlet now. I might sell this whole CD for $3. It's a classic here. This something people gonna want. This something gangster put together from prison.
Wow.
Something, what I'm saying, legal, So, and I was listening to the music. It's still some nice stuff, man. I'm just trying to see where I'm gonna put it at, man. The people need to hear my rappers back in the day. Then I gotta catch up with my rappers, and we gonna go 50-50. I'm gonna break them all off, But I plan to put this CD out, man. This CD you see that little shot caller, the dollar sign, my little logo I had. Man, I did all this from prison. So I love money, and like I tell people now to this day, there are all kind of ways. Once I was in prison, OG, and I learned how to do the incorporations, and I learned about the small business loans, and I learned about a lot of stuff. I was like, man, as long as they print money, I'm gonna get some money. Just put me out on the streets, OG, I wanted to come on so bad. I told the judge, I said, Your Honor, give me a lifetime supervision to show you that I really want to change, and I want to show the course that I've changed. He was like, whoa, he was shocked. He said, hold up, because I was doing how me and you talking. I had a little video Zoom re-sentence, and because he was doing the COVID era, and he told me to step out, but the probation officer said no because of my charge. It only carried 5 years supervision, but he looked into it and he told me thank you for asking for that. That's how serious I wanted to get out here, and I'm happy I'm out here because it feels good to be free, man.
You know what? Even right now, like I said, let's dig deep in that because once again, people do not understand. Like you say, doing 24 years in the P now, and people don't understand, like the important, keeping in contact with the outside world. At least you had a support system. Right now, when I went away, what I'm saying, I went away at 17. And the support system I had was, my mom, my pop, my brother, my sister, family members or whatever. And a lot of people don't even get that. Even when I went away as a, grown man, it's like right now I had, married, had friends, family or whatever. I lost my mother when I was in there. And you're right, man. You see so much and you hear so much. And like the difference was like me being who I was, like even when I got out the first time, I used to go back and visit people that I met. I used to go back and get back because I know how it was, I'm saying, to being there. So I know how it was to try to take care of people that was less fortunate. And the crazy part about it, I made it going to see people, going to visit people. I made it like a style, like it was cool, like it was part of the culture because that's the way you get back. But the difference is seeing your people you love and care about in bondage. People don't understand that, man. And not only that, especially from a psychological standpoint, doing time. Right now, out of 15 years that I did, guess what? I spent probably 6, 7 in a hole, in a box. And people don't understand like the psychological effect on you that it have. It's like right now, like you in there sometime locked down 23, 24 hours a day, man. And people don't understand like what you're going to do. You get a good book, you read that book so fast, and you hate it when that book is about to come to an end because, oh man, now you got to find another one. And it's amazing how we start using this. Like even right now is you still was conducting business. You still didn't let that dream. You didn't let your dream die. So that's what I'm saying right now is that's why, like I told you, to me, even when we was talking today, I said, man, how long you been on? 6 months. And you know how to operate this tech stuff? Because when we was going back and forth and we try to talk about how to do this to make this happen, and you just like, I'd have been over there like Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Look, OG, listen though. Let me tell you something. When I first got the cell phone, I was like, what the word? No, let me back up. When I first got out of prison, they just kicked me straight out, go to this bus station. This girl standing up. So I'm looking around. I see a payphone on her. I'm like, okay. But she talking and she looking at someone. And they talking back to her. And I'm like, I said, excuse me, that person can see you. So she looked at me like I was an alien or something. I was like, well, I just did 23 years and 10 months in prison. And I didn't, there are cell phones in prison. I stayed away from that because I in my mind, because I stayed in the law library a lot. And I always get the law when laws come out and stuff. I always watch the news and things of that nature. So I seen what they were doing was, okay, yeah, we kept our foot on you all neck with the crack and giving a lot of you blacks a lot of time. So now we're gonna pass this law. However, it's the judge's discretion to let you out. So so for the people who are ignorant of the law, and when I use the word ignorant, it's not a bad thing. It's just you don't know about the law. For our family members and people on the street who don't really know about the law, first they think, oh, President Obama did this, passed this law, or President Joe Biden passed this law. Okay, yeah, they passed the law, but then they put it in the court's hand. So now the judge could come and say, well, yeah, I gave you too much time. Back in the day, I was bound by the guidelines. But now the guidelines are advisory. However, because you got that write-up for drinking alcohol, you got that write-up for having a weapon on you, or you got that write-up for fighting, I'm going to deny your motion. So keep that life sentence. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I was like, you know what? If you really saying you want to change, here's what come with that. Because, and then you got to keep in mind in prison, people still used to watch me because of who my family are. And I still was doing interviews and reaching out. So they watching me with the magnifying glass. So like prime example, like, Muslim, first thing a person say, oh, you're a Muslim, you don't supposed to be doing that. People know our deen better than us. And I'd be like, well, how you know about that? Well, how you? Well, I know. I'd be like, well, why you didn't take Shahada? Why you become Muslim? That's too hard. I don't want to pray 5 times a day. I love my pork. You know what I'm saying? So, and I knew people were watching me too, but I'm human. And first of all, let me say this too. I'm not a role model. Please don't look at me like a role model. I still make mistakes. I still, like to watch different women. For the women who watching now, I don't mess with married women. I don't mess around with a woman I know that's in a relationship with a man. And I just don't. I never did that when I was on the street. I never did it when I was in prison. Like if a woman say, "Call me," you got a husband? Yeah, but he don't be here. Well, I'm not calling you. Or you got a boyfriend? Y'all live together? I'm not calling you because I'm not gonna never let a woman come between me and a man. There's too much women out there, and so I just don't do that kind of stuff, OG. But in prison, I wanted to get myself together, and like I say, it just was things that I started changing with myself. And the first thing I did, I tried it, it didn't work. But then years later, I was able to conquer it. I had a homeboy from Slidell. We just called him Grill because he had the top and gold grill in his mouth. And I was like, man, you said such and such. I thought he had cuss. He's like, man, I don't cuss. I'm like, boy, every black boy in the ghetto with gold in mouth cuss. You did cuss. And I'm thinking the man cuss, right? So I started paying attention, and he never said the cuss word. So it's like in the early 2000s, like come 2005, because I took Shahada in 95, but I never studied Islam. But then I started going to Nation Islam, and it was this woman. I never told him about this too. It was this woman. She was at the drug program, and she was a Jehovah's Witness. She was nice, fine woman. So I was like, well, maybe if I join a Jehovah's Witness, I'll be her brother under the faith. She might, So that lady would give me all kind of pamphlets and stuff to read. I would learn about Jehovah's Witness, but I ain't never get a hug or a kiss and stuff like that. But I had learned. So now when I started studying different religions, so if I come across someone, instead of being disrespectful, we can sit down and talk respectfully. And but when I took Shahada, become a Sunni Muslim, one of the things I wanted to do was, gangster got somebody put something, do anything. You read that, or you got the glass, OG. Hey,
it's a gangster got the charisma to do anything he wants.
Thank you, whoever that is. Thank you. But OG, yeah. So I was like, I don't want to cuss no more, and I don't want to use the N word no more. So I just started doing it, going. As I read the book, the cuss word, I skip over, keep going, and it just became, second nature to me. And like a lot of people will say, when you cuss, because it's, people cuss in every sentence, every other word is a cuss word. And the old timers, like, when a person do that, I mean, their vocabulary is very short, and but I don't stop nobody from cussing because I come from that. I used to cuss like I said. I had a filthy mouth, OG. So at the end of the day, that's where I come from. But this is something I wanted to do. This is something I want to do to better myself, And I find people sometimes try to watch how they talk around, like, oh man, be you. Don't try to do because I'm doing that. That's just something I want to do, But go ahead, OG.
You know what? Even right now, when it came down to profanity, and don't get me wrong, like to me, like I know, like if I get pissed off, you see, and that's the difference. He or she who anger us, control us. So it's like sometimes when we lose it and we allow our emotion to supersede our intellect, then we don't care. So to me, I already know I got a short fuse. So what I try to do is, being that I know I got short fuse, how do I make sure I maintain control from the beginning to the middle to the end? And reason, like, to me, like if I get into a hold up, I try to walk away. I try, what? My bad. You know what? Because it's not worth it. So I know, like, I can use profanity when I get upset because now what's next? I don't care. So you're right, by restraining from that, and especially even on social media. Whereas you watch some of these guys get up on these social media platforms, yelling, screaming, belittling each other, and doing all this other stuff right there. I got the first opportunity when I was trying to get my story out there. It was a guy from the UK. Shout out to Infomine. He did my documentary and he put it out there. And that was like a few years ago. And some of the things that he was telling me, like, to stay away from profanity, because sometimes YouTube or whatever, they would gag you or they would blacklist you and all this other stuff. So with that being said, I always kept that in the back of my mind. So even now, what I try to do, I try to watch out and stay away from that profanity. And that's hard. But once again, you're right. A lot of times when people use profanity, that means their vocabulary is what? They don't have much in their vocabulary. And to me, take your time. You know what? Take your time. And that's what, like you say, using profanity, using the N-word. Come on, man. We are better than that. We are way better than that.
Because you know what I learned? Shout out to Tony Snow. I see you on here. OG, what I learned, that a lot of us get upset when another nationality called us the N-word. But you got to keep in mind, when they hear you use that to your homeboy, and I know a lot of us say, oh, that's just a term of endearment, or that's just something we say amongst the homies. People still watch that. So they going to feel like, okay, if you call yourself that, then I'm going to call you that. So it's just certain things. Like now, like I get upset, and like with the social media, man, I get so much disrespectful stuff, cussing. But to me, OG, I don't get upset because I know what I signed up for. So I don't mind a person vent or a person, how they say, troll me or do whatever, because they help me at the end of the day, because they give me content, give me something to talk about, give me something to, to keep going. Because now I can reach out to the at-risk youth or reach out to someone and say, hey, you see what I'm going through? You see, because a lot of people can't handle the ridicule, the stuff that I go through, And like I say, don't have no pity party for me. Keep them coming, keep cussing, because I was once a person in the streets. I made rules. I broke rules. I was what you call a gangster in New Orleans, And now I'm an old man sitting on the couch right now, with back problems and things of that nature. But I'm enjoying life right now. I'm free. But gee, I get so much stuff, man. The stuff I get in my Instagram, a person would have been deleted or been gave up. Okay. Man, I get a lot of disrespectful stuff.
You sit back and think about it, man. You done seen it from both sides, man.
Yeah.
Like I say, you know how to dish it, you know how to receive it, and you know how to deal with it accordingly, man. And like I told you right now, man, like, you know what? Like, to me, even right now, like I always try to tell people right now, what changed me, honestly speaking, is being incarcerated. And when my mother died, and right now it's like, folks, people do not understand. I was out there, basically right now, I'm putting in work. Right now, whereas if somebody did something to violate me or my people, whatever, we took care of business, killing people directly, indirectly, poison our community, doing all the devious and the devil work, So to me, it was nothing. But when I got a chance to make that phone call from the hole on February 9th, 1992, 2992, when I got that call, it was a Sunday. And I got a chance that evening to make that call. And right now, when I heard that my mom's was gone, oh, man, brother. Oh, man. That type of pain, you don't wish on your worst enemy under any circumstance. And when you sit back and you think about that, sometime in order to change, you have to be able to put your foot in somebody else's shoes and understand, and to me right now is probably, and as I look at it, man, that year, that month, a few weeks later, I had to get sentenced. And I got sentenced. And when I got sentenced, I can remember being in the Eastern District, I'm saying? Eastern District of New York, the United States versus Brian Glaze Gibbs. And in front of the judge, before he handed down the sentence, I told him, I can't blame Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols, Howard Pappy Mason. I can't blame nobody for what I did. Everything I did it because that's what I want to do. And the difference is, it took the death of my mom to make me to understand the pain and suffering that I inflicted upon the victim and the victim family. And with that type of pain, I don't wish upon my worst enemy. So even with that, I was just being real. I was expressing myself. And to me, that felt good because it was true.
Hey, OG, let me say this here. And because you mentioned about your mother, right? And I know it's coming one day, but when Katrina hit, man, I was in USP McQuarrie, all the phones out. The last I had, man, I literally cried. My brother was coming to me, man. This is a test from Allah. You gotta be patient. And my faith wasn't strong then. And I was like, man, you only get one mother, you know. So I was like, the story I had got from my baby mother, she was like, well, the last I talked to your mother, she said the water was rising in the house, and your grandfather didn't want to leave, and your mother said she don't want to leave her father. So in my mind, I'm like, my mother died a soldier. She stayed with her father. But I'm like, yo, this man, yo, I was so, and my mother been there for me from juvenile to state to the Fed, you know, and but I would disagree with you with this, OG. And I always, because I heard Toya or Lil Wayne baby mother say this one time too, is because people always say, well, gangster man, you think too much, you think too much into things. She had made a mistake, she had wound up going to jail. She was like, oh, it was horrible. I don't wish jail on my worst enemy. Well, let me say this. Those things you just named, even prison, I wish that on my worst enemy for this fact. For number one, you're my enemy. And when you're my enemy, you want me dead, you hate me, you can't stand me. So I know in prison, if you don't get no visits, you don't have no money, you miserable. So I want my enemy miserable. Because that's how I always tell people this. I say, man, you know what, man? I said, man, when I get out of jail, man, I don't want to kill nobody anymore. I don't want to kill my enemy. And they do, guys look at it, I say, because think about it. When you kill your enemy, it's always no more, it's over with. Ain't nothing else to go through. But if your enemy in jail, going through this pain and suffering, now you satisfied. Because I know my enemy right now, because, man, I've seen plenty of guys turn over their manhood. I mean, do things strange to change. I've seen plenty of times that child go up onto that door, and I done seen a lot of stuff in prison, man. So I be like, I want my enemy in jail. I don't want him dead. I want him to suffer. You know what I'm saying? But you know, everybody got their own way, and I understand that you all use that as a terminology to explain how bad a situation is. But I don't like them terminology. I want my enemy to suffer because you my enemy, because you want me to suffer. And some people say, well, that ain't right. Well, he my enemy. Because if we enemy, we don't like each other. Just like countries. United States going to war with somebody else. They hate us. We hate them. Let's get it. Let's walk. You know what I'm saying? But OG, at the end of the day, you know, I just be like, when it comes to that word, that enemy word, OG, I don't take it lightly because I know your enemy will try to destroy your family. They'll take it out on innocent family members, you know, because they figure this how I'm gonna have him suffer. I'm gonna make him cry this way, you know. And that's a sick mindset people have. But guess what? When I was on the street, OG, my mother called me, and she said, "Terrance," I said, "What's up, Mom?" She said, "Somebody ever kidnapped me, don't come." I'm like, "Mom, what you talking about?" She said, "Well, that's Val. Shout out, Val. I see you. That's Val.
Yeah,
I can't
Val
see right now."
Hopkins. This man is brilliant. Shot called record. And you know what I'm gonna tell you to do, man? Do like I do, man. See, you can go anywhere. The Walmart.
I got a pair.
Go to Dollar, because I got a couple of pair of regular glasses that I don't really wear because I'm afraid because it's gonna break. I go to work or whatever. So I got readers. Because once again, man, like to me, like listen, man, I'm 91 and a half years old, man. I tell these guys all the time. So look, hey brother, look, you be like this, man. Like you over there like this, like, hey, wait.
OG, I got a pair of glasses, but let me tell you what them glasses they do. I bought them from Walmart, right? One day I just got some, I need some glasses to read. But it give me a headache. It hurts my eyes.
So the strength right now for readers, I go no higher than 2.0. 2.0. You know, so the difference is what you got to do when you're in there. Go to Dollar Tree, go to Family Dollar, whatever. Dollar Tree, if they got one, is cheaper there. So right now is I test them. 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5, and they'll tell you. So 2.0 is about average for me. So to me, and like I tell you right now, I get like probably 6, 7 pairs because I'm going to break them. I'm going to misplace them. I'm going to do that, man.
Yeah.
You know what? Something I heard, man, like, you know, an interview that you did and you were speaking about, I guess the guy name was Slim, and I guess he used to cut your hair. And right now is like every time before you leave, he used to cut your hair. And I guess he was a rapper. He was in the music game. But every time he used to cut your hair, guess what? before you leave, he check you to make sure you didn't take the tape or whatever. I thought that was unique. I thought that was different. And I can remember if somebody get in your car, what they gonna do? They're gonna take your
Steal your
music,
CD.
or they're gonna
Yeah.
take your shades.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the guy named people know him over the world as Soldier Slim. He was signed to No Limit Records, but we know him as Magnolia Slim. A lot of people you hear a lot of people from New Orleans, especially our area, will refer him as our Tupac, because he was that talent. The guy I'm talking about had a lot of talent, man, and he out the project. We from the same project, and yeah, he rapped real good. So I used to always want to be the first one with something from him. So when I go to his house, he cut my hair. If I see a tape laying on his dresser, he had cool water too. I would get a little cool water, spray that on me, and I'm gonna steal one of them tape. But he caught on, so he'd be like, "Come here," and he'll pat me down, make sure I ain't steal the tape before I leave because he always had something raw. He'd be in the studio, back then in the tape cassettes. I'll try to steal the tape to go back, come out so I could be bumping his music. Where you get that from? Yeah, I'm the with this. How you want your little bragging rights back then. But yeah, I was speaking about Magnolia Slim, man. A brother that was killed in front of his mother's house.
Okay. And you know what? You sit back and think about it, man. Like, look at y'all guys, man. Y'all guys, man, from, shout out to New Orleans, Louisiana. Right now, I remember the Katrina situation. I'm glad your moms, your grandpa, and your family's all right, because a lot of people left and they start going to different places. Some of them still never came back, man. And when you sit back and you think about it, like the talent, all the talent. And not only that, man, like you look at it, like y'all guys was in that close area. And look how y'all was able to have so many talented people that came from them. Like, you got y'all guys, with you, your brother Baby, you know what I'm saying? Or your like that Lil Wayne and Juvie and all that. And then you got Master P. All y'all guys came from that same community, and y'all all was able to be successful. And to me, that's huge. I don't care what anybody say, because once again, that's what it's all about, man. It's not how we start, it's how we finish, how we able to put our difference to the side. And you know what? We wish each other well. Because even right now, if I'm not mistaken, with Slim right now, did he had anything to do with, or he was part of the C murder case or something? I don't know.
No, yeah, he I think Slim was killed before C murder case. I want.
Okay.
No, I think C murder was in prison. I'm not sure. But no, he had nothing to do with that situation.
Okay, so but just like I said right now, man, like what I look at it, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, people don't understand, man. Like talent is everywhere, man. And to me, what we have to start looking at our kids, like you gotta look at these kids as our prince and our princess, our queens and our kings, because that's what we are. Even when you say something right now early in the interview about these guys being in the yard, and what you decide to do now, I'm gonna be in the law library. Because once again, like I say, here it is, man. I don't care what anybody say. They gave me a life sentence. Plus what, 240 years? But see, look what happened. Man say that. I remember man say when I got picked up on November 10th, 1988, they slapped 3 sets of handcuffs on me. I was on a run. They slapped 3 sets of handcuffs on me. And you know what they told me? I would never see the street as a free man again. And see, people don't understand. That's what man say. That ain't what God say. The difference is right now is sometimes people got to understand, like with that song Marvin Sapp say, he saw the best in me when everyone else only saw the worst. So to me, the difference is why I was spared being in shootout. And like I told you, don't get me wrong, if you got me, I'm holding that. I'm gonna be like Ricochet Rabbit. But the difference, you watch how many people we lost into that street life. You know what I'm saying? To a violent death. And like even when I get to the penitentiary, even when I tell my guys, my guys I work, what I be telling right now is how many people want to be at work? I never want to be at work. But let me let you in a secret. I'd rather be at work than be in the penitentiary. I'd rather be at work than be in a graveyard at an early age of a violent death. I'd rather be at work than being homeless. Work than being hungry. We all got choices. So once again, like I said right now, is when you sit back and you think about it, look at the young boy, young thug, Gunner. I said right now, I actually these guys, one is worth 8 million, one is worth 4 million. Who want a great place with them now? Everybody know, regardless. So it's not what we do, man, it's how we do it. And that's why I say right now, man, like to you, what you doing, And what you're seeking to do, like I said right now, I got 60 plus people on my platform as far as YouTube. I got almost 15,000 on my IG. I got 5,000 on Facebook. I got other things I got going on. And me, to you, whatever I can do to help you with your cause and help you in your vans and help you put your story out there, guess what? It is done.
Thank you. I need that, man. I need all the help I can get.
Come on, bro. Because once again, it's you. Like I said right now, the charisma, the attitude, nothing arrogant, nothing cocky, nothing. Come on. It's like, look how we talking. We talking to each other from day like we knew each other forever.
You know, a lot of people always say that I was a people. That's like in prison, I was able to stop a lot of the violence and fights because I know sometimes it takes a man to apologize. Just because you go and tell a person, oh man, I apologize, my bad, I was wrong. You're not a coward, you're not a chump. You're just acknowledging you're wrong, but you know what you would do if it come down to that. But sometimes you gotta, you know, learn how to diffuse the situation. And I've always been good with that. And I've always been a small guy too, because people hear my name all over the city, gangster this, gangster that. So when guys see me like, man, you little gangster, you the one? I be like, yeah. You know, I was a little small or something. He looking at me like, I'm thinking to see this big old black gorilla, this big guy, and you little, like, yeah, that's me. And like Chucky, the little dog Chucky, you know. But, you know, OG, and like I said, I've been through all that. Like right now, I have a son, my youngest son out of my 5 boys, my youngest son, my baby boy, is in federal prison now on a conspiracy RICO Act, charged with 2 murders. And, you know, I talk to him every day, you know, and he tricked me. He used to be like, Dad, all I do is, because he was real good on the dirt bikes. He loved to ride them dirt bikes. But he tricked me. He's like, Dad, I ain't doing that. I don't be doing nothing. And all the while, he was beefing with the same project I was beefing with, the Calio project, you know. And it's like a repeated cycle. It's constantly each generation, next man up, next. And at some point, we have to break this, you know, and because it's behind ignorance. Oh, my dad and your daddy was beefing, so now it's me and your turn. You know, like for what? You know what I'm saying? But it starts here with me, you know, because at the end of the day, I have to let them youngsters know, like, we was beefing behind stupid, petty stuff. Name gonna reign the most uptown, you know, or whatever the case may be. So at the end of the day, man, I just appreciate you for letting me come on your platform and tell my story and talk to the people, you know, because a lot of people think like, okay, now he home now. I know he in a big mansion. He riding the Rolls Royce, the Bentley. No, but I don't crave those things, you know, because like I say, I would like to see him or whatever the case may be, but this is what God have planned for me, and this is what I'm going to accept, because before I got out of prison, I said, God, if you please let me out, whatever you give me, I'm gonna be happy with and content with, and that's what it is. So once them people say, let me tell you something, OG. When a judge reduced my sentence, he gave the prosecutor 30 days to find the victim's family, because I was enhanced for 2 murders, OG. I was never charged or indicted for. The judge said, by the preponderance of the evidence, I feel like you did those murders. I just feel life. That's why I got a license. I got 2 PSI, OG. I was charged with an 848 continuing criminal enterprise.
I had that.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I was one of the youngest ones to be charged at kingpin status. And yet it was behind murders and behind them wanting me to get them information on cash money records. So now what they did, a young boy, ignorant to the law, don't know no better. I had a lawyer, my attorney told me, he said, well, when I go have dinner tonight with the prosecutor, I'll run that by her. So I was like, yo, these people go eat together, so they just play with our life like this, you know? But it took me to get in prison, and what really shocked me at the end, when that judge took the life sentence and 240 months off me and said 27 and a half years, but hold up to 30 more days. Now, prosecutor, you go find a victim family and give me a statement from them, and we're going to go from there, because the prosecutor wanted me with 40 years. So I was like, yeah, I done did half of my life in prison. Prosecutor wanted me to do some more time. Come on now. So I had to literally wait 30 more days for my sentence to become final. But at that time, I'm going to just about everybody on the compound. Hey, how much time you got? I'm doing the calculate because I got a life. So on life, we don't get good time. But I know once they kick my time, it's going to all come in then. So I'm like, I go to this guy at the mailroom. I say, hey, man. Yeah, he said, you be getting out soon, because everybody on the compound knew me. I was like, yeah, man. He's like, August this year. I was like, no, I was getting out. He said, well, man, the way I did the math, you don't get out to August. And mind you, it's like December, January somewhere. So I was like, man, you got your it's December. I said, man, something ain't right now. So now I'm running everybody like, man, be cool. You gonna go, you trip, you. So I had went to his. I waited till after Christmas. I waited till all the holiday was over. I waited till New Year's, everything. I went to the mail room, so the R&D, the records. I said, I want to talk to him again. So I went to, he said, well, man, I talked to the people in Grand Prairie, and they said, this is how you calculate your time. I said, well, man, I went to pull out a paper. I said, well, this, he said, oh, me and your math is different. I said, well, man, math the same around the United States. Me and our math different. Nah, for real. So look, OG, look what I tell him. I said, listen, man, because I had my lawyer to send me a copy of my judgment commitment because I know how the courts take a while and I know how the prisoner take their time to get it. So I had him to mail it to me, and I went and showed him, here go my paperwork. I said, can you please fax it to Grand Prairie so they can recalculate my time? He said, give it up. He went in there. So I walk off with a guy named Baby from Pensacola, Florida. We going back to the unit. I said, man, that man ain't gonna send that stuff to them people. I just gotta wait till, the regular business hours open back up after the New Year's, and it was January the 3rd actually. So I go to my unit, me and him go to my cell. We talking for about 30 minutes. I said, man, I'm gonna get in the shower. So I go jump in the shower. OG, while I'm in the shower, because I had to get in the hot water, the water soothe me and things. I didn't even much bathe yet. I hear my cousin, Terrance Williams, yeah, what's up? Get your stuff. I'm like, man, I ain't got time for you right now. He said, you leave? Oh, I jumped out. OG, I didn't bathe or nothing. I jumped out that shower. Let's go. Everybody in the dorm was clapping for him, was happy, because I had this class I had started. It was called I Can, Go Home a Better Man. And I had put a curriculum together to help a lot of people that was going home, and I would deal with a lot of different individuals, So, the people let me up out of there, man. I was so happy, man. I got off the bus. They put me. I got off the bus, and in Pensacola, I was in a neighborhood. I didn't know where I was at. I called my mother. They came, drove from New Orleans to pick me up in Pensacola. I was cold. I had my bag sitting on the ground, man. But I was just so happy to be out of prison, man. And for people who want to know, the first thing I ate was at the Waffle House. I remember that now.
You ate what?
At the Waffle House, I had grits, eggs, and grilled chicken. Yeah, me, my mother, and one of my brothers, my youngest brother, Shedrick, and his wife. We went to the Waffle House, and because I had called my mother called my brother. Come on, we gotta go get my baby. I'm my mother's middle child, but I'm her baby. Yeah, so, man, I was cold too. I was nervous, OG, because I got off this bus and I literally walked to this gas station. I saw this guy in the truck. I said, "Hey, man, can I use the phone?" He's like, And I was like, I understood it because people play game, rob, people do all that. So I was shivering. He saw me, so I guess he felt bad. He pulled around. He said, "Hey," he said, "Here." He said, it was a pack he gave me to keep your hands warm and something to put on your body to keep your body. Because I had a short sleeve, I had a t-shirt on.
Whoa.
Yeah, he gave me that, and I was like, man, thank you, I appreciate it. And I said, that's my stuff right there. I showed him my bag. I had my Quran in there, my prayer rug, and some of my mail and my business plan, some of my stuff I took home with me. So he was like, man, what's the number? So I gave him my mother's number, and he told him what gas station I was at. So behind the gas station was a little ghetto, a hood. I never told nobody this story, OG. This is my first time I tell this story. So it was a little hood behind me, right? So I'm looking at this dark back. I can see this. I'm like, man, I used to rob and jack people back. I hope I don't got nothing, but I know a person to get mad and still shoot you if you don't have. So I'm like, man, I just got to jail this. I hope I keep looking back, and I'm looking on the highway. So I walk across the street, across the house. Man, it's cold out. So, man, my mother and brother finally put up in the truck. I was so happy, man. Hugged my mom, and I said, I'm hungry. So we stopped and went to the Waffle House. The first thing I ate was at the Waffle House. I would love to have Popeye chicken or gumbo from having some Waffle House.
Hey, I heard you say that all the time. You know what? But something that you say, man, I can become a better man. What say that again? That was powerful, man.
It was called I Can. The program was called I Can, and I had the little slogan, I could go home and become a better man. And I had put a little curriculum together. For anybody who wanted to come to the thing, right? So you had a few guys coming in. I was helping them. I had help. I had other help too. It wasn't me just by myself. Let me say that.
But even for the fact that, look at you, man, like you was always trying to get back. You always trying to help. Even right now, I'm watching. Shout out to Dr. Alyssa World, Dr. Elisa, her world, and BGG coming soon. Right now, that's one of the things about it, being surrounded with powerful, good people. And to me, right now, right now, this is a childhood friend that, she's a doctor now. And basically, right now, is we're going to be doing certain things together. And I made mention of you because, once again, it's about powerful people, bringing them together, networking or whatever, talking about some of the mental health issues and everything else, because a lot of times people want to sweep things under the rug. So once again, anybody that's out there, make sure you subscribe to Dr. Alyssa World. We got a lot of powerful stuff coming on, man. But like I told you, bro, what I love and what I see you, the difference right now is like to me, you always was like got that big heart. You always was that giver. You always find a way to help other people. See, okay, let me rephrase that. If you love and care about something, you always find a way to help them. But see, right now is I'm glad. Hey, look, right now I'm glad I wasn't your enemy, man. I wouldn't want to be your enemy, man.
Hey, OG, man, let me tell you something. First of all, shout out to Queen France because she has helped me out a lot with this technology too. Man, I call her all the time. Hey, how you? She was telling me how to tag somebody. I don't how you add, girl. What you prayer about the 3 dot? This sometimes this stuff drives me crazy, man. But I enjoy it because it keeps me out of trouble. It keeps me, it keeps me busy, keep me going. But I gotta also too a non-profit organization called Hug the Block. That I got a curriculum for that too. Pretty good thing that I'm gonna be doing. Once I get my documentary, I'll get everything that I'm doing. I plan to put that together because I got a lot of things lined up too that I plan to do that I got to stay focused, because my circle is small. There's only one person I hang out with, my people from the project Sweet Pea. But I don't hang out with nobody. I don't go to clubs. I don't drink. I don't smoke. So I just be in here thinking of how I'm gonna get me some money legally and how I'm going to pursue these different little things that I had that I want to put out. Sweepy over there shadow boxing. Y'all want to see Sweepy? Sweepy 6'3". All he want to do is sleep all day. He like to work. Sweepy, come sit, let the people see. Oh, he say he like to beat people up, y'all. So I got a bodyguard.
So you got a bodyguard.
Come let the people see you, man.
You got a bodyguard, man.
And he know how to cook too, OG. He be cooking red bean, butter bean. Come let the people see you, man. Come let the people see you. Hey, yo, Sweet Pea know how to cook red beans. So if there's any women out there want a man that know how to cook, he know how to cook. Let him see you. Come over, son. Come over, son, Sweet. This is my best. This is my neighbor out my project.
What up, man? Sweet Pea.
Yeah. What's up with it, love? What's good?
What's good, bro? How you doing, man?
Oh, running with my big bro, man.
Hey, listen.
That's what it's all about, man.
Let me tell you something, OG. Let me tell you something about him. He used to live next door to me in the Magnolia Project on 2807 Willow Street. Your apartment was A, right? Yeah. He A, I'm B. Me and his mother's real tight. He lost his younger brother to the streets. One of his other brothers had gone out of jail, swallowed some drugs, died at the house. His little sister died. One of his other brothers in Angola with a murder charge. So when he found out I was home, he reached out to me. I said, listen, man, if you really want to change your life, there are a lot of job opportunities out here where I'm at. I don't take care of grown men because I'm out here by myself. I don't know nobody in the city. I'm solo, but my door open to you. I said, you want to come down here, get your life together, man? I'm willing to help. God bless the man and get him a job. He been working. We both go to work together. And, man, it's been all good, man. He comes straight where I come from, the ghetto to the hood, but he wanted to leave it. And I was like, well, come on. I couldn't turn my back. I couldn't tell him no. But, by me being on supervised release, I got to get permission from my PO. Mm-hmm. I explained to my PO, hey, man, this is a guy come from where I come from. The man want to change. And my PO met him, let him know the rules. And, man, it's been all good, So that's the only person I hang out with. And we go to work, come on home.
And you know what? Look at that, man. Like I say right now, bro. Like even right now, when it got close for me to come home, when I knew I was coming home for the first time in my life, right now, Tony Snow put up, because I put up Queen Fran. I put up Queen Fran. So he correct me. It's Queen France, Uncle Glaze. So
yeah. She got an Instagram or YouTube too. She got official Queen France, and she got Queen France agency too. OG, she been a real big help for me on this journey, man. OG, let me tell you something. When I come home, did I cut you off or something? Was you in the middle of something, OG?
Good. I'm typing.
Right. When I come home, OG, I had played on YouTube one time. Then she reached out through one of my Muslim brother from Baltimore, and she said, tell Terrance, stay off that YouTube, stop doing that stuff for free. I can get him paid. So I was like, yeah, all right. She got my first gig with Vlad. And then she was like, man, you know, the world want to hear a story. I said, people don't want to hear from me. I said, man, I'm from the hood. It's the same old stuff in every ghetto. You know, she was like, no, man, you got a unique situation, story. So I was like, yeah, all right. So she was like, you know, I'm going to show you that I believe in you. You say you want to change, you want to do right. The girl put half of her own money up for to film my documentary, man.
Wow.
You know, so I was like, whoa. So I reached out to Slim, my brother Slim, who owned Cabin Record. He gave me money to do my documentary, and she put her own money up. And man, she been really helping me out, man. You know, a lot of temptation been going on with that girl. She's real beautiful and thick too, man. You know, but
look what you're saying. Like, see, that's the difference, man. Like I told you, it's people out there that want to help. Like, look at you right now, man. You reach out to your man. Come out here with me. You set it up. See, that's what it's all about, man. So to me, that's what make you blessed, because you know how to bring good people. You know how to right now help good people. As I was saying right now, bro, when I got close to coming home, for the first time in my life, I was scared to death. You know why I was scared to death? Because once again, if somebody break into my house, if somebody do something to me and my family, before I get my vest, I get my joint, I'm gonna take care of business. Now it's like if somebody do something to me, my family or whatever, I gotta pick up the phone like everybody else and call Popo. So that's the first. I'm like, whoa, because my whole mindset have changed. My whole thinking have changed, and people don't understand that, man. See, in order to change comes within. And like I said, when I heard you say, look, man, they gave me 45 to 90 days to survive before I go back to jail. They say you'll be back in 45 to 90 days. Once again, that's what man say. I told these people, well, I was on 10 years supervised release. So right now, I told these people, I don't care. If I got to go from garbage can to garbage can to garbage can, collecting aluminum cans, I'm not going back. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And the difference is because I spent, 365 days in a cell a year. I know within a year time, I can collect me 1 million to 1.5 million can. And like I say, that's $50,000 to $75,000 when I used to go to school. So to me, I'm saying to myself, I can do that. I don't care what it takes. I'm not going back. And like I say, in 22 days, it'd be 25 years. I didn't go back.
Yeah, that's good, man. Because let me tell you something, OG. A lot of people be like, okay, yeah, you help start Cash Money rapped about you. Eric the Cash, I'm Cash Money. That's what everybody would say, right? But I want everybody to know this. When I got out of prison, I went straight to New Orleans. Let me touch on this because I forget about Louis Trader Thor. You know I'm getting old. I was like that, OG. When I got out, it was me, my mother, my brother in the car, right? Every car that passed by us, Teddy with up, looking up. Mom said, Terrance. Every car, when we turn, they turn. My mom said, Terrance. Car's gonna turn like we turn. Car gonna, boy, when you, I was like, Mom, all right, but I just was paranoid, spooking out, you know. But I said to say all this here too, because I want to touch on what you just said about not going back to prison. And hopefully people will feed off this because of this. Yeah, you see my people successful, multi-millionaires, still got Wayne, had Wayne, Drake, Nicki Minaj, some of the best of the biggest artists. They flying jets, they living good. I come home, I didn't get a red carpet, I didn't get money, Slim, took care of me, but me and Birdman's at odds. But I haven't been to none of the mansions, I haven't rode none of the fanciest good stuff. But I'm content with what I have right now, and I'm happy. And if I have to work at McDonald's, I'm about to say the Waffle House, I've been going there lately. I like their grits and eggs. I'm going to Mickey D's. I prefer to go to Popeyes, that way I can bring their batter home. But, OG, if I could work in prison and get my job, I should clean the microwave. I used to clean the phones and computers, OG. I used to get $40-something an hour. I'm lying, $47 a month. If I can survive off that, I can come out here and survive. Now, I would say this. Yeah, we had free water, free light. I didn't have rent. True. But now I have a job where I'm able to pay my bills. I pay rent, man. Listen, when my PO came to my house, and he want to make sure that I really live, he said, let me see the lease. I didn't have a copy of the lease. So I hit my landlord. I said, hey, can you see my copy of the lease? I was nervous because I was thinking the landlord and gave me a fake house or whatever. I think I don't know. So he emailed it over to me, OG. When I got showed my PO, that was one of the best feelings I had got because I was like, you know what? This is my name. Nobody can't put me out of here. So that really made me feel good to be able to come home, stand on my own two, and get me a house, get me a car, pay my car note. Man, salute to all the women out there. And I apologize to a lot of women that I took for granted coming up. And I said it to say this here. I didn't realize that it take a lot of stuff, man, in the house. OG, my mother drove from New Orleans with my little brother 7 hours in the truck to come make sure I was okay out here. And she went to Walmart. The lady had to spend $1,000. I said, Mama, wait, stop. She was trying to buy me a TV and some more stuff. I said, Mama, stop, hold up. I'm looking at the stuff we had. We only had was curtains, what that stuff for the floor, Fabuloso, ammonia, all the stuff to clean the house, towels. But I was like, Mama didn't spend. I felt bad, man. But my mother. But I said to say this here. Salute to all the women and men too, who have either you own a house, you rent the house, lease the house, whatever. Man, I see why women now be needing child support because I just take all that for granted. But man, it take a lot to have a house, man. But I feel good that I got my own. You know what I'm saying? I could come in here, kick back. OG, it's another story. I had bought a TV Walmart, right? The TV was a Roku, whatever that thing, Roku. I turn it on and it got all these apps pop up on the TV. So I'm like, what I'm gonna do with this? I'm used to turning the TV on and clicking the channel. So now I got another problem, right? I don't know how to work this TV. I saw YouTube. I clicked that, then I saw I could type it in. I used to watch YouTube for like 3-4 days straight. Then I got tired of watching. I had to watch everything on YouTube, all of the interviews. I started coming home, OG, and just lay in the dark because I didn't know how to work the TV. It wasn't until a month later that Sweet Pea came out here with me, so he knew all this old stuff. He just put Netflix on here last week, so I could watch Netflix. Then he gonna tell me this, OG. We need a fire stick. I go get 2 fire sticks from Target. Plug them up. Now he don't know how to set the fire stick. I said, you know how to break it? Oh, yeah, I can go on. Man, I got one still in my box in my room, never opened it, and one here in my living room over here somewhere. And he ain't programming yet for me, OG. So I don't know how to work the TV, but now he got it on Netflix. So I can turn that on and I just watch. Oh no, I used to watch all the wildlife, Discovery, all the lions and bears and all that stuff. But yeah, man, I'm really enjoying out here, OG. You about to leave?
But you know what? Listen, man. See, you deserve that, man. Because once again, guess what? You know why you there? If you don't go into that damn law library, if you went out there and want to tell a war story, oh man, we had this. You know what? See, I always tell people this, man. You got a person that'll come along. They be in prison. They be in that yard. They'll tell you $1 million story about the yacht, the Benz, and the cars, and the house, and the jewelry, and everything. They'll tell you a $1.5 million story. Then right after that, let me get a cigarette. Yo, man, hold on, wait a minute.
Yo, this will kill me, OG. I just put a towel up in my locker because I keep my locker over there. Come in your room, and then I hustle first. Hey, yo, you have a suit or you have a summer sauce I can borrow? You know I got that. It's in my locker. But you know, I always tell them you don't like summer sauce because you go get on the phone and want to run and call them girls or on an email or on an MP3. So you can't like cookies and Zuzus and Wham Wham because you didn't buy that. And then you have a lot of guys that play those games in prison, man. Oh, matter of fact, that's what I got on my Patreon page, Prison Stories. I talk about my experience in prison. So make sure people go support that.
Hey, listen, folks, like I told you, we got a lot of good stuff, man. Like to me, like right now, if you sit back and you think about it, even the thumbnail, man, you look at it right now and I put down it, welcome home, Uncle Gangsta. That's what it say, man. Look,
who that is, Ken?
Hold up. Welcome home. His name is his name is Ken. Here, man.
Thank you, nephew.
Yeah, man. Here my glasses, man. Here my glasses. You know,
OG.
Hey, Sweet Pea, get him some glasses, man.
Hey, he get on me all the time about that too, OG. You know, I'm one of the ones, you know, I feel like, well, listen, we had work the other night. We talk about how me you talking about get glad, blah. So I said, well, I can see better you. And now he can't really see, right? So I said, what that say on that wall? So I hadn't seen it, right? I was able to read it, but I had walked by early and seen it. He couldn't read it, so me and him go at all the time about my eyes, and he can't see too, man.
Hey, bro, but people don't understand, man. Like those are stuff that goes. I'm saying those are the stuff that happen. Those are stuff right now. Our eyesight. That's what go every time, man. Now, hey, look, wait a minute. I'm taking that. I didn't mean to put that one up there, man. I don't like that one, man. You know, check the body count, man. Lots of body or whatever, man. So they must be talking about you, man. I don't recall, man.
OG, think about this. Hold up. You was in the game before me. So at the end of the day, they looking at this here. Yeah, we on something positive now, but they looking at our past. And it is something heavy right now on this channel, OG.
Yeah, and it is. And like I said right now, like I told you, shout out to my man, ICU Studio Critique, man. You know, like I told you, man, ICU Studio Critique, like I told you, even when we was talking and you told me what you needed or whatever, what I told you, I said, look, man, I don't do that. I said, but I'm going to do is I'm going to plug you into my brother, my people. Because once again, that's what this is all about. Like, you got too many people got that crab in the barrel mentality. They don't want to see other people doing good. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to pull you. Anytime they see you doing good, they're going to try to pull you back down. I don't got time for that, man. The difference is, as long as you continue to be who you are and what you represent today, it's nothing in the world that I won't do. Because that's what it's all about, man. Because once again, like I put up a thumbnail. What do Brian Glaze Gibbs and right now the OG and right now Terrance Gangsta Williams from the original Hot Boy, what do we have in common? The difference is right now we got a story. We got a powerful story. We are blessed. We are highly favored. At one point in time, we was in nothing. We was in love with the street. We was addicted to the fast money. You know what I'm saying? We was addicted to when somebody do something to us, we want to prove a point. We'll put them in the ground. You know what that got us? Nowhere.
Heartaches.
Come on, man.
LG.
And to
you
me,
just
right
said you just said something, right? Grab my attention. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, I just look at that God put us two together because when you introduced me to that guy, he jumped right into business. Man, the man been helping me out, and it's been a real good blessing. You put me and that guy together, man, because Critique been real helpful for me, man, and he put me right where I need to be, man. So I really appreciate it and thank you for that.
But let's look what you say. And hold up. Here come the doctor, Elisa World at Terrance Gangstawilliams at BGG. Thank you for sharing the loss of time, money, love, and positive experience associated with incarceration and trauma. Because once again, that's why I said right now is me and you, we're going to be going on her platform. And right now is we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, man. This is only the beginning, man. Because right now, if it's not positive, if it's not enlightening, if it's not right now taking stuff to the next level, because once again, we had like right now is, man, to me, we had like a lot in common. We went away basically about the same age. But the difference right now is like, look, I love what you're doing. I encourage what you're doing. I support what you're doing. And like I said right now, whatever the BGG movement can do for you is done.
LG, let me tell you this here. Let me see how good God is. One of my childhood friends a few days ago, he had sent me a post that somebody had posted up, some disrespectful stuff, right? And I explained, I said, listen, man, I say, I know what it is. I welcome everything that's coming to me because I know what I signed up for. I say, so happen you run in a circle that's a bunch of ignorant young hood dudes. I say, my circle is different now. I'm reaching out to people that's intelligent, that's on something positive, and that's on a different vibe. So I don't get as many of those disrespectful, ignorant messages that you get. And right now, it just clicked on me that I had just told him that, and now here I meet you a week later, and now I got the doctor right here that's giving me a shout out. Man, God good. So you think I'm worried about what them boys be saying to me?
hey, but you know what? Like I tell you right now is even now, like, when people always ask, I remember my man, Howard Pappy Mason. Pappy was like right now was like, you know, a street legend, man.
I read about him.
He was like one of those guards, what they call street guards. And the difference is right now is I remember when I told Pap, I said, yo, Pap, man, you know what? Here it is. This is what they got. This is what they trying to do. When I went to, you know, Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols said, yo, they want you. They want Pappy. They want me. They want the Chinese Connect. When I went there and told them, look, let your moms, may her soul rest in peace, let your wife, let your sister, let my stepbrother, let everybody, let them go against us. And right now, we going to get live. Bingo. What he told me, no. You go to trial first. Let's see what they got against you. Then I go to trial. So once again, like I said, I am not the smartest person in the whole wide world, but I am not the dumbest. So the difference was, I'm saying, hold up, do you heard what you just said to me? You want to use me as a scapegoat? No, I couldn't do that. I'm not going to do that. So now the tables start turning. So once again, you already got life. I don't got nothing. Despite I'm a career criminal, despite they looking for me from bodies, I know that. So you know what I did? I made a deal. And see, people don't understand. But once again, like I said, when I made a deal, guess what? Everything they came to me with, I pled to the murders. I pled to what I did, what some of my people that was already gone, they was dead, they did. So even when they talk about, well, you know, you made statement against other people that's allowed, time out. If they came to me and asked me a question about these guys and they know, I didn't lie to them. I told them exactly. If they ask me right now, guess what? Is Michael Jordan the GOAT? And I told them, no, Michael Jordan is not the GOAT. You lying. They rip up your agreement. So to me, like I say, when Pappy came at me, he started, yo, well, what people gonna think? I say, Pappy, those that love me, still gonna love me. Those that hate me, still gonna hate me. And see, that's the difference. See, that's why we are so brainwashed and we are so lost, because once again, people so with the snitch and with the cooperating, whatever, let he or she while sin cast the first damn stone. So to me, regards to what, like I say, I don't get caught up into it. Only thing I'm mad about with my life is I got caught up in all that BS in the first place. Because what I'm doing now, if I can do it now, I had it in me to do it back then. But I was too lazy. I wanted to take shortcut.
OG, you know what? And I like what you just said, because a lot of people be asking me now, do I regret anything or what could I take back? And you know what I always tell people? I don't regret nothing I've done in life. I won't take nothing back, because what I've done has helped me become the man I am today. Because now I can tell people, yo, I've been through this. This was going to happen. This was this. I have a testimony for them, you know. And I get on the social media and entertain a lot of the bulls. Sometimes I be bored, so I go joke back. But I had said this. When I first was starting out on Instagram, when I had a couple of hundred followers, I was like, listen, I said, once I get 1,000 followers, all y'all who be calling me a rat, who be sending me disrespectful stuff, I'm not going to answer you no more, because at that point, I got 1,000 followers, so I'm moving up. So once I got that 1,000, I still was a little, because you know, you still got that little street man. You be like, oh, you know, I would go back and answer a few of them, but now I just see the comment, I read them, then I just delete them or block them off my page, and they had to because a lot of them are internet gangsters. They'll hide behind fake pages and say what they got to say to you. You know, a lot of them not gonna say it to your face. Even though I'm a changed man, I always tell people, man, I don't never want to go back to prison. I don't want no problems. But if a fire start, I will put it out. You know. But at the end of the day, man, leave me alone. I'm enjoying life. You know.
Wow, we signed. So like right now, we never met. You know, we met right now. It's through internet or whatever, social media. But it's like right now, like I used to tell people the same thing. Like right now, I don't want no problem. Not saying the problem come my way, I won't be able to handle it. It's like I don't want to deal with it. Right now is when you put a lot of stuff behind you. Guess what? That's what I did. Put it behind me. Why? Because once again, when you've been there, you've done that. I don't got nothing to prove. That's the problem with us. We want to prove the wrong thing. You got people out in the street now. You got people in the workplace. They get into an argument. They get into a fist fight. Who's the winner? You don't have no winner, because guess what? One hit the other. The other one hit their head. He died. You going to jail. What for? You got two losers. Nobody won. Over what? Miscellaneous stuff. Over what? BS, man. Temper is what get us in trouble. Pride will keep us there, man. And that's what we got to keep in mind. We got to teach these young kids. Start being, right now, mentor. You know what I'm saying? And right now, like I told you, man, my prayers with you and your family, and trust and pray that your son, you know what, gets from under that, man, and learn his lesson, man. Because that penal system is not for nobody, man.
You're right. I saw that happen with 2 guys in prison. One guy had 4 months to go home. Another one had 2 weeks to go home. They had a fight. The one with the 2 weeks fell and hit his head and died. And the young boy got an extra 5 years. He had 4 months to the door. And I seen that happen in a hole of a guy was fighting. And I think he took 15 years. A guy hit his head and died. I've seen those kind of things.
Simple Simon stuff. Do you think you meant for that to happen? Right now, it's only thing you want people to understand, man. It's not worth it, man. But we want to prove something. I want to prove that, you know what? I'm a tough guy. I want to prove that I'm all that. I'm not all that. You know what I'm saying? Period. I am not nothing or whatever. Hey, babe, I'll call you when I wrap up. All right. Okay. Hey, but see, that's what people don't understand, man. It's not, but listen, bro. Like, hey, look, man. Look, man. That phone ring, boy, you better like ring. See, wait till you get there, man. Hey, one day we gonna be on it, and I'll be like, yo, what's up, gangster? Oh, now I gotta go, man.
No, OG, listen. As you and I been talking, Queen Fran been blowing my phone up. She been hit. I keep pressing the thing, like, chill out. She been hit, bro. And she been, what you doing, man? I told you to tag her. She be going off on me too, man. Yo, I understand already. I already be getting it. That's why I'm laughing now, because I be going through that.
All right,
you know. But like, somebody just join.
That's my man, the professor, man. Keep teaching the youth, professor in the building, man. See, that's
okay.
What, I say, bro.
What up?
I meet so many different good people, so many positive people, whatever. And like I try to tell people, I am not proud of who I once was. Between the age of 14 and 24, I hated that individual. That individual stole 15 years out of my life that I can't get back. But I love who I am today, man. And that's the difference, man. So what we got to do is, man, keep, you know what I'm saying? Like I always try to tell these guys, like somebody was telling you why they couldn't become Muslim because you got to pray 5 times a day. What they understand is no prayer, no power. Less prayer, less power. More prayer, more power. Much prayer, much power. Oh, I can't do that. No prayer, no power. Less prayer, less power. More prayer, more power. Much prayer, much power. What they say? You don't want to do that. Oh, I'm too. Get out of here. Majority,
I always tell them the brothers that pray together stay together.
You're right. Majority Clacton Bell. Majority of the viewer watching are here for enlightenment. I have lived a life similar to both of you. Unfortunately, I had my first son and I joined the Navy to change my life and the life lived. Hey, Claxton Bell, man, shout out to you.
Shout
man.
out.
Once again,
yeah.
That's what it's all about, man. Right now, when you learn, man, when you learn. See, a lot of times right now is you don't have to be a test dummy. I was a test dummy. Right now is here it is OG, you know, saying Terrance Gangsta Williams. He was a test dummy. But look at us now. We can sit back and talk about different things or whatever, but that's what it was then. That's the part of environment that we grew up in. Right now, but guess what? We was able to escape. We was able to wake up before it became extremely too late, man. Hey, listen, folks, make sure, hey, tell them where they look at you at. Tell them where to get you. Tell them how to follow you, man.
At Terrance Gangsta Williams Home, HOME, all one word. That's my Instagram. My YouTube is Gangsta, a little dash, DTHE, original hot boy. And I have a what you call it, that Patreon page. That's called Terrance Gangsta Williams. Well, I'm gonna have my interviews and different things I'm gonna be talking about every month. Me and Queen Fran's gonna team up, so you can come over there and support me over there. Somebody named K. What's that last name? Help me out, OG.
Hey, K, that's my girl, K Solo. That's my girl. Hey, listen, that's the queen right there, man. You know,
okay, what up, K?
Powerful, good people coming on, man.
I see that. That's what I need. See, I learned this too, and I should tell guys, when you in the prison system, when you hang out with a lot of druggies, people want to rob people, people want to start fights, that's who you are. A person can tell who you are by who you hang with. And I would like to have company like the people who you are endorsed in and the people that's logged on to your station, because at the end of the day, you know, it's a lot of negative stuff, but a person like me, you know, I'm built for this. I can take it all, negative, positive, bring it on, you know, because I was once in that street and I knew I ain't never cared. If you weren't part of my team, I didn't care about you. So, you know, I'm just happy to be free, but I welcome all the comments because, like you say, I knew what I signed up for when I decided to get out of prison. and I made a good decision because I'm free now. And it's a lot of good men I left in prison. I left Big Meech in prison.
Okay. You know what? Even with that situation, right? And I heard you speak about that, and I'm actually the question because once again, when I started doing my homework, and they had a little story talking about you and Big Meech, y'all was together, y'all got into a fight. You know what? Do you want to elaborate off of that, man?
Yeah, of course. That's a lie. When Big Meech first came to the compound, okay, first I had been locked up, I didn't know about BMF because I was in prison. It wasn't until 2005 a guy was like, yeah, the BMF dude got out. I was like, who that? They brought it up on a prison yard. I had did an interview with Ozone magazine, Beverly. Shout out to Beverly. She gave me opportunity to be heard. But this guy I had did time with, back when I first came in the system, he was on a yard. He was walking on the walk with this light skinned guy with braids. So I was walking because on a yard they give you a 10-minute move. You got to get where you're going, and they're gonna close the move on. So I had to be walking fast. So they was like, dude was like, "What's up, gangster?" I'm like, "Man, who you?" He was like, "Man, I'm such. We was to say." I said, "Oh, I don't know. Y'all don't remember you." And I kept going. I kind of like this to do whatever. So later on that day, dude was like, "Yo, Big Meech on the compound." I was like, "How you look?" He said, "He light skinned with braid." I said, "Yo, he was just with this guy with some dread. Talking about he know me with some diamonds in his mouth." I said, "I must have made the dude look bad in front of Big Meech." So for dinner time, they let us roam the compound, and I had walked down towards the chapel, and I seen the guy. Like, I was trying to clean up. I was like, "Yo, man, what's up? Yo, you need something? We talking?" So Big Meech was kind of standing a little from us, but hey, him kept making eye contact. But before he could get to me, you had a guy would stop him each time. So I was like, "Yo, this guy must be somebody," And every time they keep stopping him before he could make it to me. So he finally made it to me, and the guy earlier said, "Yo, this gangster, this Big Meech." I was like, "Oh, what's up?" We shook hands and talked. And Big Meech's exact words were, "Man, my heart go out to you because I read your story, man, and I wanted to meet you." So I was like, "Okay, it's a legend here telling me, he want to meet me, because I see how a lot of these guys on the compound is gravitating to him, is putting up on him, giving him respect." So we go on the rec yard, we talking, and I never forget. Big Meech was like, "Man, I was a billionaire on the street." He said, "Man," I said, "Well, listen, Meech, now with your name, the way it is and stuff, people gonna be watching you, man." I said, "You got to start doing interviews, talking to the at-risk youth, talk positive." His exact words were, "Man, listen, when I do an interview, I'm gonna let them youngsters know how to sell drugs and how to get away with it." I said, "Look, right now you just a little bitter because they got you now." I said, "But you have a change of heart later." So it was this old head named Lloyd. I forgot his last name, from New York. Him and Big Meech started kicking it real tough. And actually there's a book out. It's this old timer. He had did time in the Fed back in the 1970s. Big Meech's name is on that book. It's dealing with some law stuff. I think his name Michael or something. But anyway, I said, "Lord, listen, man." I said, "Man, you got to get Big Meech with this website," because Wendy Day had hooked me up with a blog where I said reach out to the at-risk youth. Excuse me. So
who hooked you up with
he
that?
said, "Man, I'm on it." Huh?
Who hooked you up with that?
Wendy Day out in Atlanta.
Okay.
Rap Coalition.
Okay. All right.
Beautiful woman, man. She been helping me my whole beard too. Shout out to Wendy Day, Rap Coalition. She helped people out with the music industry and stuff. So anyway, I had told her. He said, "Yeah, I'm on it now." He said, "Man, yo, I'm about to get Meech this." So Big Meech and I would talk. We would kick it. He was a real cool, humble dude, man. Very respectful. He talk about the streets. He like to drink a little hooch and that wine and stuff. And if somebody cooking food, he gonna bottle the food up, invite you to the cell. He gonna tell his little war story, how he the club, and he a good dude, man. So I didn't realize the magnitude of social media till when the story came out that I got beat up. This guy had a picture. He had my face cropped where it was bruised up and everything, right? So I call home. No, first I got a text message from one of my homies at the project. I hadn't heard from him in years. I'm like, he's like, "Man, you all right? I heard you got beat up, Big Meech." I was like, "Nah, I'm good. Everything cool." So I don't think none of it. Then I call home. I'm like, "Terrance, you all right?" They said you went to the hospital. You got beat up. The guy, some guy jumped. I said, Then Slim from Cash Money, he was like, "You all right, bro?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Man," he said, "because Big Meech beat us. He's at the hospital." When it reached my mother and Slim, I knew it had to be something big, because it was circulating on the YouTube, whatever. So I realized that this guy had T-shirts or something. He was just coming out with the store, I guess, to get views or what have you. But that was a lie. Me and Big Meech never had an argument. The only thing me and Big Meech did on the rec yard, I had a way of like Convertible Bird too. I was around him too. I would go to them and be like,
just asked about him. Somebody just asked about Convertible Bird.
Yeah, real good dude, man. Listen, when I was on Common Fair, I could. It's certain food I used to like to eat on a regular line, and if I get caught, they'll take me off common fare. So convertible bird will go work out, and he'll come in when the man I almost be like, "Gangsta, you want that?" I'm like, he might have gravy, right? He might have chicken or something. Like, yeah, give me that. Or spaghetti with the meat sauce. He'll go get me a tray and stuff. But real good dude too, man. Good dude. But Big Meats, I used to be like, man, them girls ain't gonna come see them. What, I'm Big Meats? Da, da, da. I used to get him out, joking and clowning where the guys are laughing and stuff. But me and him never had an argument, never got disrespectful with one another, never raised our hand at one another. We went on the compound that long because it was a fight that broke out between BMF and some guy from DC and some Muslims. A big fight on a yard, and one of my brothers from Philly went to matches, put out a 10-inch shank. I said, "What's about to do with that?" He said, "Man, such and such got to finish that because he started it." So the DC call went out there, the old heads, and I told Meats, because Meats lived next door to me. I said, "Listen, I had 2 knives on me at this time." I said, "Meats, listen, got a South came together for Meats. A lot of people came together, but it was a bunch of youngsters ready to gang fight. And he was some old head that did 20 years, been in the penitentiary, was ready to kill." I said, "Meats, man, you about to go out here. It's not going to be a gang fight." He said, "Yeah, I know, but I got to go." So the dude who started the fight, he was from Brooklyn, matter of fact. You know how you Brooklyn guys are, man. Y'all, son, word be, word up. And you know how y'all are. So he the one started the fight, matter of fact, man. So he in front of me and Meach. So the lieutenant stopped me. He said, "What's your name?" I said, "William." He said, "Let me see ID. Show him my ID." He said, "What's your name?" He said, "Flannery." Big Me said his last name. He said, "Turn around." He said, "Will you go back?" I turned back, went back to my unit. I was happy. I had 2 knives on me. He pat Meach down. He locked Meach up, put handcuffs on him. They put Big Meach in the hole. I think 2010. So I never seen him after that. But we never had a fight. Man, never beat me up. That was a story, And like I say, I welcome that because it helped me, because now a lot of these people, I would say that a lot of these people have given me a voice, with these stories they make up and all this stuff, because now people want to hit my side, and it helps me now. They keep me in the spotlight, making me a celebrity, so to speak. Yeah. No, I know I'm a little C class right now. I'm working on the A class, but I take a little at a time. But yeah, that was a lot, man.
Hey, but you know what? When you sit back and you think about different things in which you accomplished and everything that you've been through, like I told you, man, you got a powerful story, powerful testimony. And like I told you, man, like, look, man, I got a lot of different things that I'm working on or whatever. And to me, whatever I can do or what we can do to continue to work together, consider it done. And right now, Wiz, when you want me to come on your platform, you know what? We'll do the same thing.
All right, thank you, OG.
We got to keep this going, man, because once
That's
again,
a
like I
fact.
say,
I'm here. I don't do nothing.
I'm kind of looking at right now. What does OG Brian Glaze Gibbs and Terrance Gangsta Williams, the original Hot Boys, have in common? And even right now, like I say, understand that what is a Hot Boy? Who was the Hot Boys, man? Who's the original Hot Boy?
The Hot Boys. It was a bunch of us in the project, but the ones that stand out was it was 4 of us that was left. Is Dooney, he's deceased. Sterling, he's deceased. Mosquito is deceased. And let me tell you what's crazy about that. Sterling and I was together when he was killed downtown. Mosquito had just left me, and he was killed. And I had just got off the phone while I was in the Fed with Dooney when he was shot and killed. We ran the streets of New Orleans, sold drugs, robbed people out of drugs, shot people. All of us was arrested for multiple murders. Police would be looking for us. Enemies looking for us. Girls coming to the project looking for us. So we was the Hot Boys, Just like, how somebody pull up, you might walk up in the courtyard, and guys are just a scatter and walk up like, "Man, you hot, man. Man, I don't want you around me, man." Somebody might come shoot, I might get hit. Or police might come through here. I'm hustling, and y'all bringing heat over here. So, that Hot Boy term stuck with us, and then we was the Hot Boys. But I seen this guy right here say he went to Xavier University. Yeah. I used to literally go around college campus and mess with girls from out of town, but I couldn't go hang on Xavier because my daughter's mother did hair out there, and a lot of girls went to her beauty salon. And I had a navy blue 400 SE Mercedes Benz. I didn't want to get busted, so I used to go around Xavier. I couldn't hang out on your compound, bro. But shout out to you though.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. But just like I tell you right now, man, like, look at that, man. Like, to me right now is I can go on, man. I can go on and on and on and on and on. But look, here it is right now where I'm at, man. They got the thunderstorm, right now. Nature's talking, man. But listen, folks, make sure you go subscribe. I'm saying subscribe to Terrance Gangsta Williams YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram. Right now, he did a hell of an interview with vladtv. And like I told you right now, he got the Patreon page. Once you go to YouTube, you can check it out. Google his Patreon page, man. Sign up. This brother got a lot of good stories, a lot of inspiration, a lot of knowledge. Like, look what he did. He
OG, you broke up. That Thunder, where you at, OG? Shut you all. Do I need to take over from here? What is this? Glaze. Oh, you're on fire. You are mastering the craft of storytelling, positivity, and authenticity. Yeah, OG really is, and I appreciate OG letting me come on this platform. And I will continue to come whenever you need me, because all I do is work and stay home, and just hang out. So whatever I need to reach out, whoever got something positive going on, reach me on my Instagram, and I'm there. I'm out. Love. One. Man, we've been on this joint so long. I'm at 5%, boy. Frank will blow up the phone. She got mad with me because she want me to tag. I don't know how to tag. Now she had to try to ask me now. If she hit me, I ain't ask her. I mean, doing the interview. I told you I was doing the interview.